but I need you sympathize, you know.
Okay, well, I need to be sure that you are understanding what I am saying. Are you understanding what I'm saying, sir?
Yeah,
Do you need an interpreter?
yeah, then maybe that help because
Okay, why don't you have a seat and we will get you an interpreter, okay?
it's
Thank you. Please have a seat.
yeah.
Sir, you can come up next.
And if you'll let me know what page this is,
He is on page 2, Mr. Durr.
all right?
Yes.
Mr. Durr, you're charged with failure to maintain insurance and suspended registration, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did this vehicle belong to you at the time?
No, I'm actually paying the payments through somebody else. So it's in her, I'm just
So
paying,
who is it? Excuse me?
I'm paying her, it's in her name, so I just pay her every month.
Who is supposed to maintain the insurance on the car?
Me, it's through my mother, and it was neglect on my part, not, but she
So what? So go ahead.
lives 2 hours away, so to get to registration to me, it was canceled, and when he pulled me over, everything was, I canceled, so.
So what do you want your plea to be to these two charges? Guilty, not guilty, or no low contender?
It was my fault, I should have paid
All
it.
right, then let's see if he's eligible for a no low plea.
He is, Your Honor. I think
All
that's
right, sir, the no low plea will keep your license out of suspension. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into the no low plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Green, the charge of suspended registration will be reduced to no tag, okay? The failure to maintain, the fine for each of these is $695, so it will be $695 times 2. Sir, are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need to pay that while being on probation?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some time for that. That's a lot of money.
Ms. Green, he will be placed on probation for 24 months. His probation will end the moment the amount of $695 times 2 is paid. If it's paid during the first 29 days, sir, you do not have to pay any monthly probation fees, but if it goes beyond that time, you will have to service monthly probation fees. You understand that?
Yes, sir. How much is that?
It is $49 or $50 a month.
Okay. Okay, all right.
So,
Sir, all right, do you have any questions you'd like to ask regarding the sentence of the court?
no, sir.
All right, if you'll please have a seat.
Okay, just step aside, Congress. Ma'am, you're next. Yeah, ma'am, I'm sorry. Tuggle. Okay, Your Honor, this is Ms. Tuggle. And she is on page 10.
Okay, Ms. Tuggle,
Yes,
what is your plea?
Lolo,
What is your plea to driving on suspended license and the traffic charge?
Lolo,
All right, is she eligible for a no-low plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Young lady, do you understand that by entering into the no-low plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
yes,
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
yes,
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
yes,
Is this the first time you've ever been charged with driving on suspended license?
yes,
Young lady, the total fine is $895. Do you understand that?
yes,
Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer time period to pay?
longer time,
Then you will be placed on probation for 12 months. Your probation will end the moment this is paid. You understand that?
yes,
You will be provided with a plea form, and they will give you information regarding probation. Do you understand that?
yes,
Before you step away, Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask me?
No.
Thank you. All right, you can go ahead, Ms. Green.
Ma'am, do you need, you said you need a Spanish interpreter. Is this Ada available today?
If she is not, we will just need to reschedule.
Okay, well, he's Spanish as well. I need you to come next. Mhm. You can stop. Your Honor, this is Mr. Wesley, and he's on page 11.
All right. Mr. Wesley,
Yes, sir.
you were charged with 4 different violations. I'm gonna take you through each one for you to enter a plea. You understand that?
Yes.
What is your plea to driving on suspended license, sir?
Okay, on that one, I have the judge. I can't see. Yeah, withdraw notices.
Explain that to him. I'm not.
Oh, I went to court and she withdrew the suspensions. Notice withdrawal, I can't see.
Okay, but you wasn't suspended on October 27th.
No, sir.
So maybe you want to enter a not guilty plea and because it's showing suspended on that day. Ms. Green, do we have his driving record to say why it was suspended?
He has 3 failure to appear suspensions on his record.
Mhm.
Okay. And he is showing you,
That there's a notice of withdrawal from
Yeah, I
suspension.
went to court for it.
okay, but when was the notice dated?
Oh, God. His screen is shattered, so I see a citation date of January 29th, and then the trial date 8/30 of this year.
Does it say what day the suspension, does it show what day it was lifted? If it doesn't, let's just put him down for not guilty, and he will need to, we'll have to verify this on his trial date.
Okay, you can have a seat. We'll talk with you a little bit later, okay?
All right, he'll be put down for not guilty, and we will reset his court date for here in Forest Park.
Have a seat. Talk to you in a second. Okay, yes, you next. What was your name again, ma'am?
Shatia Massey.
Massey, Miss Massey.
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon, Ms. Massey.
Afternoon, sir.
What is your plea to the charge, young lady?
I'm here
Two
for,
charges.
I'm
One
here,
is a tag charge and one is a traffic control device.
yes, the traffic one, guilty, the other one, NOLO. And,
Let me just say, the tag charge will not show on your license whether you enter a guilty or a no-lo plea. So you have to decide, do you want to use your no-lo plea now or not?
yes, the only reason why I want to explain that I didn't intentionally run the red light. I was sitting at the light. I don't know if I thought like the other cars were moving. I was like dazed out. I just drove off and hit somebody. So,
Okay.
Everybody,
So you're entering a guilty plea to the traffic control device, and what do you want your plea to be on to the tag charge?
NOLO.
You understand by entering into the guilty and no-lo pleas respectfully that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Correct.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea, young lady, freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the no-lo and guilty plea today?
Yes, sir.
You have any questions you'd like to ask me?
I do have my car, the car has Texas plates. It was registered, but I guess when the officer looked it up, it wasn't showing registered because I didn't take it to Texas to get it inspected. But I have a form. At the time, I didn't have a form that actually the form that shows that it was registered. So my state of Texas, where the car is registered, they always told me to keep the form with me to let the you know, but I have the form with me today, so if there's.
Okay, let me just ask you a question.
Mhm.
Was the car properly registered in Texas on October 31, 2022?
Before then, yes.
Okay,
And-
can you show us showing that this car was registered in Texas?
Yes, sir. It's date to the, says the 29th.
Okay, so effective date the 29th.
Is there anyone that has a case today that I have
And-
not given one of these forms to?
Michael J. Jackson.
Michael J. Jackson is my father. The car is registered his name. I'm listed as driver, me and my mom. I was actually driving to Texas to give my dad his car back and this happened. So I had to stay for court.
Your Honor, I see that it was effective on October 29th of 2022.
So it was active on the 31st when she got this ticket.
That is according to this document she provided.
Okay, then that's all. Okay, then the tag charge is going to be dismissed, okay?
Thank you so much.
Young lady, the total fine is $175. Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks? Or
Yes,
do you need a longer period of time?
you paid in 2 weeks.
All right, they will get your plea form and she will get your 2-week agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Your Honor, so the rest of the individuals here, we had a few that walked in after you started. Do we have anyone else that just walked in that is pleading guilty or nolo? Come on up, ma'am. You're gonna be recessed. Guilty or nolo? If you're pleading guilty or nolo, please come to the front. If you have questions, gonna
Ms.
hold.
Ida is present if you need any people for Spanish interpretation.
Okay, you can go ahead and talk.
Yeah.
This is Miss Destiny
Head.
Head.
Hello.
How are you doing, young lady?
Um,
Ms. Head, what is your plea to the charges?
Nolo.
Is Ms. Head eligible for a NOLO plea?
Yes,
All right, Ms. Head, you understand that by entering the NOLO plea to the leash law violation, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer.
Yes.
You also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial.
Yes.
Are you entering into the plea, young lady, freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes.
All right, the court will accept your plea. The fine amount is $325. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I can pay it today.
Okay, they will direct you to the clerk's office to pay today. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Ms. Green. Get her plea form, and she's going to pay today. The sum of $325.
just sit over there for a second. Yes, ma'am. What was your name? Danette Every, okay. I don't know. You can go right. Okay, I'm sorry, Danette Everett, Judge Freeman?
Yes, Ms. Everett, you have a suspended registration and a hands-free violation. What is your plea to the suspended registration charge, young lady?
Good morning. I'm not really sure, because I don't know what NOLO means.
Well, NOLO will help you. This vehicle belonged to you at the time.
Yes.
So the NOLO will keep your license out of suspension.
Okay.
So is she eligible for a NOLO plea?
Yeah.
All right. Young lady, do you understand that by entering into the NOLO plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
You also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial.
Yes.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes.
And what is your plea to the hands-free charge?
Not guilty.
Okay. Because you've entered a not guilty plea, so that charge is they are alleging that while you were operating a vehicle, there was a cell phone that was touching part of your body. That's what the hands-free violation is. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. So you're saying that while you were operating a vehicle, no cell phone was touching any part of your body. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. I was at the light I wasn't moving, the vehicle wasn't moving. I just didn't know that you couldn't have it in your hand while you're stopped as
That
well.
is correct. You cannot do that as long as the car is in operation.
Okay,
So what would you like your plea to be to that?
I guess guilty.
You're changing your plea from not guilty to guilty, is that correct? Is that correct? The court will accept your plea. The total fine amount for both violations is $695. There is no fine on the hands-free, but let's make sure it doesn't happen again, okay?
Okay.
Are you able to pay the $695 in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I need a longer period of time.
Young lady, you will be placed on probation for 12 months.
12 months.
Yes, your probation will end the moment this is paid. You understand that?
Yes, so I have a question. So this is for having the phone in my hand?
No, this is not for having the phone in your hand. There is no fine for that violation. This is for the suspended registration charge, which is a suspendable offense. That's what this fine is for.
Okay, so at first, I just had to pay $100 to get the fine removed, and then I could pay $60 for my tag, but now I'm being told that I have to pay $695 in
Well,
order.
it's two different things. So you pay the money to the tag office to get your tag reinstated,
Mhm.
all right? This is the money that you're paying for the violation, which is totally separate, goes to two totally separate entities.
Right, so I understand that. I'm just $695. It jumped to $695. At first it was just $160, and now
No, it's never been 160 on this fine. That's what it is to get your tag reinstated at the tag office.
okay.
Yeah, so the tag office is a county run office. This is for the traffic charge of driving with a suspended license, and the fine has always been $695.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
So do you want to change your plea to not guilty and take some more time? I mean, what we're talking about will remain the same, but it sounds like you might need some more time to think about this, and if you'd like to have it, you can certainly take it.
Yes, I'd like to have more time.
All right, we're gonna change your plea to not guilty.
Okay.
Do you want me to keep this case here in Forest Park, or do you want it bound over to Clayton County?
Does it make a difference?
Yes, in Clayton County, you're eligible for a jury trial. In
Mhm.
Forest Park, you can only have a bench trial in front of me, the judge. So which would you like to have at your trial time, a bench trial or a jury trial?
I'll keep it here in Forest Park.
All right, Ms. Green, she's entering a not guilty plea and she's waiving her right to a jury trial, and her case will stay here in Forest Park.
You have your plea sheet?
I think, yes, this is it.
So fill out
All
that.
right, and everything that we talked about today, we will start over when she comes back on her trial.
Okay, so we have two that pled either guilty or nolo, and they need Otta's assistance. Ma'am?
Okay, if we will call them up, give me their names, so Ms. Ida can assist.
What was your name again, ma'am?
Angelica.
Angelica
Garcia.
Garcia.
And what-
Okay. She's on page 3, Your Honor. Angelica.
Okay, and she's charged
Garcia.
with driving without a valid license and a hands-free violation.
Se le acusa por manejar sin licencia y por no tener un manos libre.
Thank you.
And
¿Entendió?
what is her plea to the two charges?
¿Cómo se declara los cargos, señora Angélica?
Culpable.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Does she understand that she's entering this plea without the assistance of a lawyer?
¿Usted entiende que se está declarando ahora aquí ante este juez sin la ayuda de un abogado?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you also understand that by entering the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Y también al presentar esta declaración, usted renuncia al derecho a tener un juicio. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando de esta manera por su propia voluntad y libremente?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
¿Usted considera que esta declaración es lo que más le conviene?
Sí,
Yes.
The court will accept your guilty plea to both charges. The total fine is $845.
El juez va a aceptar su declaración de culpable a los dos cargos. La multa total son de $845.
Ask her, is she able to pay that in 2 weeks, or does she need to be placed on probation to pay it?
¿Usted puede pagar eso a más tardar en 2 semanas o necesita más tiempo para que la pongan en libertad vigilada?
no lo voy a pagar hoy.
No, I'm going to pay it today.
Okay, she will be directed to the clerk's office to pay this after she has completed her plea form. Ask her, does she have any questions?
Después que usted llene el documento de cómo se declara, lo van a mandar para que pague ahí en la taquilla. ¿Usted tiene alguna pregunta?
No.
No.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Gracias.
Ma'am, you can just have a seat. Give me your plea sheet. Mhm. And sir, I need, sir. Mhm. What was your name again, sir? Okay, pull your mask down so she can.
¿Cómo se llama usted?
José Portillo.
José Portillo. Your Honor, he's on on page 8.
Okay. And what is his plea to discharging a firearm in the city?
¿Cómo se declara por haber disparado un arma de fuego en la ciudad?
Nomás porque yo la estaba limpiando y no me había fijado que tenía tiro en recámara.
It just happened that I was cleaning the gun or the firearm and I didn't realize there was still a bullet in the chamber.
So ask him, what is his plea to the charge? Is it not guilty, guilty, or nolo contendere?
Entonces, ¿cómo se va a declarar al cargo a lo que pasó? ¿Culpable, no culpable o no lo disputa?
Pues culpable porque lamentablemente fue un mal descuido que tuve.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to plead guilty because it was something that I was careless about.
Does he understand that by entering into this plea, he's doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Usted entiende que declararse aquí hoy, usted lo está haciendo sin la asistencia de un abogado, ¿entendió eso?
Entiendo.
I understand.
Does he also understand that by entering into the guilty plea, he is waiving his right to a trial?
También al declararse aquí culpable, usted está renunciando a tener un juicio, ¿entendió eso?
¿Cómo juicio? A ver, me entendido.
Oh, how is that? How is the trial? What is that?
Tell him that if he feels like he did nothing wrong, he can come to court and have an opportunity to present his side in front of a judge or jury and let them make up the decision regarding his guilt or his innocence.
Que si usted considera que lo que no hizo nada o que no hizo lo que lo hizo, no lo hizo, entonces tiene la oportunidad de venir enfrente de un juez o de un jurado de personas que usted va a exponer su versión de los hechos y ellos deciden si usted es culpable o no es culpable. Eso es un juicio.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Ask him, does he want to have a trial or does he want to go forward with this plea and therefore he will not have a trial?
¿Usted quiere continuar con esta declaración ahora y no tener un juicio o usted quiere suspender este proceso y esperar para tener un juicio?
Pues, ¿cómo será mejor pues?
Well, what will it be better then?
Tell him it is really his decision, but if he feels like he did nothing wrong, he should enter a not guilty plea.
Es su decisión, pero si usted considera que usted no hizo nada malo, entonces usted puede declararse no culpable.
No hice nada malo, nomás fue automáticamente fue ese accidente que tuve.
I didn't do anything wrong, it's just that it happened, that accident that I had.
Tell him that we will put him down for not guilty and I will reset his case for trial here in Forest Park.
Ok, vamos a ponerle que se declara no culpable, vamos a fijar una fecha nueva para que tengan juicio aquí en el tribunal de Forest Park más adelante.
Está bien.
They will
Okay,
give him a new
that's
court
fine.
date today.
Le van a dar una fecha nueva hoy para que venga y se presente ese día para el juicio.
Ticket, no voy a tener que pagar el ticket ahora.
So then I don't have to pay the ticket now.
He doesn't have to pay it now. If he's found guilty, he will have to pay it. If he's found not guilty, he will not have to pay it.
No tiene que pagarlo ahora. Si lo encuentran culpable, lo tiene que pagar. Si lo encuentran no culpable, no lo tiene que pagar.
Ok,
So they
muy
gonna
bien.
Send me by mail.
Okay, very good.
If he will have a seat, they'll give him a new court date.
Si se sienta ahí, le van a dar una fecha nueva cuando tiene que venir otra vez.
Aquí mismo me la van a dar la fecha.
They're going to give me the new date right here at this
That
time.
is correct. That is
Sí.
correct.
Sí, señor. Siéntese ahí hasta que le den la fecha nueva.
Ok, está bien. Muchísimas gracias.
Okay, thank you very much.
Who has to? What's his name?
Oleg.
Oleg?
Oh,
Alex?
yeah.
Your Honor, we have someone here on the docket. We're gonna have to request a Russian interpreter. What was the last name again?
KH.
KH, okay,
All right, so we're gonna reset this,
yes.
okay?
Make sure you fill this out for me with all of the contract information. And we will reach out with the new court date once we secured an interpreter. Okay.
Yes, today all signed the court date?
We gotta,
Let's make sure that we know their native tongue so we can have an interpreter for that. What is it?
Russian.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I have everyone here now that, do we have anyone here that's saying guilty or nolo?
¿Alguien que se vaya a declarar culpable o no?
We have one other coming to the front, Your Honor. Sir, what's your name? Suleiman, gotcha. What's your last name?
John? Jagny.
Jackie, gotcha. Okay, he's on page 6.
Okay,
What's your plea?
all right. Mr. Solomon James, what is your plea to the charges, young man?
Hello?
To the failure to maintain insurance, is that no?
Yes, sir.
Expired tag and obscure tag?
Yes, sir.
All right, is he eligible for a no plea?
No, Your Honor, he is not.
When did he plead no and what offense was it to?
Okay, he pled nolo to a failure to maintain insurance back in January of 2020.
Okay,
And let's see. Hold on, what's another one? Where's the other one? Sorry. Yes, but that was, that's old, 2016. So it's just the one for the insurance back in 2020.
all right, young man, you're not eligible for a no, so you have to do a guilty or you're not guilty.
I just do guilty.
You understand by entering into the guilty plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
And do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
Why are you not able to maintain insurance on your vehicle?
This was on my motorbike, but it was registered with my cousin, so he had a lap of insurance, and we didn't know that that they had canceled the policy.
So you were riding someone else's motorcycle?
No, I was riding my own motorcycle, but he was I was sending him payments for the insurance because it was cheaper.
Whose name is the motorcycle in?
It's under my name.
But he had insurance on your motorcycle.
Yes, it was cheaper for him to put insurance through him than as opposed to if I was to do it.
All right. Well, the fine on the license plate is $150. The fine on the obscure tag is $150. The failure to have license on person, there is no fine on that. And the failure to maintain insurance, that fine is $1,095. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Your total fine is $1,395. Do you understand that?
yes,
You will be placed on probation for 12 months. 2 months of your probation is mandatory. After 2 months, if you pay the fine, you can get off of probation. Do you understand that?
yes,
Ms. Green, we're gonna reduce the failure to maintain insurance to a no license charge, okay?
Sir?
All right, young man, they will get your plea form when you enter a guilty plea, and then they will give you information regarding probation. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
You have any questions you'd like to ask me?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You want to call up the next person?
Anyone else that pled not guilty, I'm sorry, guilty or nolo? Okay, so everyone here, Your Honor, is not guilty or has questions for you.
All right, can you bring the not guilties forward and let's deal with everyone else in the courtroom?
I need all the not guilties to form a line here. Bring your plea sheets with you. You have a question, right? Okay. Okay, so just hold on for a second. Let's get these other people out of here. Sir, you can step forward. What's your last name?
Hilton. Hilton.
Hilton?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Your Honor, we have Mr. Jerry Hilton here for loitering.
All right, he's entering a not guilty plea, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hilton, do you want this case to remain in Forest Park, or do you want it to be bound over to Clayton County where you're eligible for a jury trial?
Forest Park, please.
All right, Ms. Green, we're gonna reset his case for a trial in Forest Park. He's waiving his right to a jury trial. Get his not guilty plea form, and we'll give him a due court date today.
All right.
All right, let's go to the next person.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Ziad al-Shanaf,
Shanab,
El-Shanaf.
El Shanab, okay?
It's Egyptian.
Right, right.
Thank you.
Your Honor, he's on page 2
Okay.
on the valid license.
All right, young man, did you have a valid license from any state or country at the time that you were stopped?
I do, Your Honor.
Did you have one at that time on November the 2nd, 2022?
Yes, sir, I did.
Please, can you show that valid license to Ms. Green?
Yes, sir, just 1 second. So this is the Egyptian driver license, and the international driver license legally is just a translation of it. Now, I reside mainly in California, and I asked them to ship it to me, but by mistake, the third-party company sent it to my address in California rather than my address here in Georgia, which I'm visiting. This is a screenshot. I'm gonna find a regular page to print this on. It's
So,
gonna,
Ms. Green, I just want to know, did he have a valid license from any place on November the 2nd, 2022?
Yes, Your Honor, according to the document he provided, the issue date was October 14th, 2021 to expire October 14th, 2022.
To expire October, he got his ticket on November 2nd of 2022.
I was looking at someone else's, so no.
excuse me, Your Honor, the Egyptian driver license is still valid. And the international driver license, I just couldn't get a driver license from here in Georgia because I'm not a resident of Georgia.
I understand that, but what I'm asking is, does your Egyptian driver's license show it was valid on November the 2nd, 2022?
I believe it is, if we can.
I can't read. This is actually in a different language, Your Honor.
All right, we'll put him down for not guilty, and we will deal with this on his trial date. I sometimes accept international license and sometimes I don't. But young man, listen,
Yes, sir.
if you can come to court and show you had a valid driver's license on November 2nd, 2022, this case will go one way. If you don't show that, you will have to pay a fine of $695. You understand that?
I understand, Your Honor. Can I ask a question?
You certainly can.
Okay, so the Egyptian driver license, the numbers are in the Indian numerals, not the English numerals.
I understand that.
There's a way for me to translate this to show that it's still valid, or are you guys gonna provide me with a translator?
Let me say something about an Egyptian license. An
Yes, sir.
Egyptian license is valid for driving in Egypt and other Egyptian countries. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The international license I recognize for driving in the States. So that's why I'm telling you, unless you can show me something from the state, you're gonna probably end up paying a fine of $695. But I will give you time to work on it, okay?
If the new international driver license which is just like a translation of the Egyptian driver license, is gonna be delivered by tomorrow. So if I showed that,
When you come back to court, I will look at it at that time. I'm not making you any promises. I'm just simply telling you what to expect, okay?
Understand. I'm just trying to explain that as an immigrant, I'm jumping through hoops already, try to get my stuff fixed and get
And
my,
let me tell you, you are. So let me give you some good judge advice, okay? I was born in Germany. I have a German license, but it's only valid for Germany.
I understand.
When I come to the United States, I had to get an American license, is what I'm saying.
And I got a California driver license. That's what
When
the
did you get it? When did you get it?
whenever I started coming here, I was on a tourist visa, and that's the only way they allow me to get a California driver license. The
All
Cal,
right, what is the date? So give that to Ms. Green and let her tell me if that license was valid on November 2nd, 2022.
it was not. That's what the officer looked at, and it got him aggravated because it's been expired for more than a year now. But
Yeah.
the national driver license has only been expired for like a couple of weeks prior. And the only reason I don't have the actual new international driver license that it got lost in the mail.
I understand that. It sounds like you have multiple addresses. I'm gonna let you work that out, but I'm gonna give you some time to figure this out. But I like to tell people worst case scenario so they'll know what to expect, okay?
So what's the worst case scenario?
Worst case scenario is you will pay a fine of $6.95.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna reset your court date for here in Forest Park and give you an opportunity to show me a valid license that I can recognize here in America.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Ms. Green, we're gonna reset him for Forest Park. He's waiving his right to a trial in Clayton County.
Okay.
Let's go to the next person.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, young lady? What is your name?
My name is Gaynell Allen.
All right, and your charge was failure to yield. What is your plea to that charge?
Not guilty.
All right, would you like for me to keep the case here in Forest Park, or do you want it bound over to Clayton County when you're eligible for a jury trial?
No, I don't want a jury trial. I just want to come before you and tell you what happened.
Okay, then we will reset your court date for here in Forest Park. They'll give you a new court date at some point in the future. Do you understand that?
No, I don't understand what you're saying. No.
Okay, you're gonna get a new court date, which will be your trial date. When you come back here, the police officer will be here and all the witnesses, everyone will be sworn in, and you can then tell me what happened, okay?
I don't want a jury trial.
No, it's a bench.
You're not getting a jury trial, you're getting a bench trial here in front of me in Forest Park.
Okay, and I'll be talking to you about what the incident
You will
was.
be talking to me, but anyone involved in this will also be able to talk to me. Like the police officer and any other person that was involved in it.
The young man that spoke before about the not proof of insurance, that's the one who hit me.
Okay, then I will hear from both of you all on that day and make a decision.
Okay.
Let's make sure we keep their cases together, all right?
Your police sheet.
All right, that'll take care of Ms. Allen. Who else do we have, Ms. Green?
Your Honor, we have Mr. What's your name, sir? I'm sorry. Rodolfo. He is on page. He is on page 8, and he will need Miss Ada.
Okay, I'm right here. ¿Cómo es que se llama usted, señor?
Adolfo Quinto Correa.
Adolfo, ¿qué?
Quinto Correa.
Oh, I don't have him in my, Adolfo Quinto Correa.
Page 8.
Yes, he's a stop sign case.
Oh, Quinto Correa. Tiene un caso de para no pararse en un alto.
Sí.
Yes.
Did you put your email address?
All right, he's charged with a stop sign violation. Ms. Ida, will you ask him what is his plea? Not guilty, guilty, or no low contender?
Señor, ¿cómo se declara? Su cargo es de no pararse en un alto. ¿Se declara como culpable, no culpable o nolo?
No culpable.
Not guilty.
All right, ask him, does he want a jury trial in Clayton County, or would he like for his case to be reset for a bench trial in Forest Park?
Usted tiene que escoger, ¿quiere un juicio ante el juez aquí en Forest Park o quiere un juicio con jurado que se pasará su caso al Tribunal Estatal de Clayton? ¿Qué tipo de juicio quiere?
Aquí en Forest Park.
Right here in Forest Park.
All right, let him know that we will give him a new court date for here in Forest Park momentarily. He can have a seat.
Le van a dar una fecha nueva para que se presente el día para su juicio. En un momentito, siéntese y espere a que le den la fecha nueva, ¿ok?
Okay.
Ok.
Miss Ada, can you let them know I need his plea sheet?
Necesita llenar el documento de cómo se declara, ponga su firma y circule que se declara no culpable y la fecha y se lo entrega a la señorita.
Okay.
¿Ok?
Gracias.
De nada. Thank you.
Okay. Who else have we not heard from? Okay, so we have these three. Ma'am, come on, you can come on up. And what was your name again? I see I'm a big. This is Miss Bigby. She is on page 1.
Okay. Ms. Bigby, you were charged with suspended registration. This vehicle belonged to you at the time.
Yes.
All right. This charge means that your insurance company has reported that your insurance lapsed during the 1-year period before the ticket date. Do you understand that?
Yes, well, I was explaining to the office, I had switched over, I guess online, and then it said, if you want us to contact your old insurance, put a check in the box. That's what I did. I never talked to anybody. So I put the check in the box. So I'm thinking they called them to tell them that I had new insurance, but nobody never did. I would never known now unless I got stopped by the police because they were still taking my payments with my new insurance. So I didn't know.
Well, the issue with the court is simply that there was a lapse of insurance that was greater than 10 days. Okay? Now, there's a process for you to report them through the Commissioner of Insurance. And if you want to have some time to do that, I can reset your case, give you a trial date, and that will give you plenty of time. But if there was a lapse of insurance, we are going to have to deal with that at some point. You understand that? So you want to enter a not guilty plea and just give you time to reach out to the Commissioner of Insurance for the state of Georgia and let them know what happened and see if they can resolve this for you.
No, I just might well gonna do it. I just know now to talk to somebody instead of doing everything online.
All right. So what is your plea to the suspended registration charge?
It's no law.
You understand that by entering into the no-law plea that you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
Do you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial? Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily? And do you think it is in your best interest to enter into the no-law plea to the suspended registration charge?
Yes.
The court will accept your no-law plea. Ms. Green, we're going to reduce this to expired tag.
Okay.
The fine amount is $695, Ms. Bigby. Are you able to satisfy that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time? Excuse me?
What time?
All right, then you will be placed on probation for 12 months. Your probation will expire the moment this is paid, the sum of $695. Do you understand that? They will sign you up for probation today or give you information. Please make sure that you comply so that you're not brought in front of the court on a probation revocation calendar. Do you understand that? Do you have any questions? All right, if you'll please have a seat. Thank you. You want to go to the next person, Ms. Green?
Yes. What's your name, sir? I'm sorry.
Antonio.
Antonio?
Yeah,
Last name is Antonio or first name?
my name is.
¿Necesita intérprete?
Yes.
¿Cómo que se llama?
José Antonio
José Antonio, ¿qué?
Hernández López.
Okay, your honor, he's Hernandez Lopez and he's on page 5.
All right. Sir, what is your plea to the charge?
¿Cómo se declara el cargo?
You have 3 charges: driving without a valid license, failure to maintain insurance, and a tag violation.
Usted tiene tres cargos, uno por manejar sin licencia, por no tener seguro y por tener no cumplir con tener la placa.
Sí.
What is his
Yes.
plea to driving without a valid license?
¿Cómo se declara el cargo de manejar sin licencia?
Culpable.
Guilty.
What is his plea to failure to maintain insurance on the car?
¿Y cuál es su declaración por no tener seguro de carro?
Estaba vencido.
It was expired.
Tell him, did he have valid insurance on the car on November 4, 2022?
¿Usted tenía seguro válido el 4 de noviembre del 2022?
Me parece que no.
I believe I didn't.
So what is his plea to that charge?
Entonces, ¿cómo se declara ese cargo?
Culpable.
Guilty.
And he also has a charge of concealing his license plate. What is his plea to that charge?
Y también tiene otro cargo por ocultar la placa. ¿Cómo se declara ese cargo?
¿Ocultar en qué forma?
How was that I didn't reveal that I was blocking or my license plate? What was that charge about?
It says acquiring a license plate to conceal the vehicle. What kind of tag did he have on the car?
Usted estaba tratando de ocultar la placa o la matrícula del vehículo. ¿Qué tenía usted en la placa? ¿Qué le puso a la placa?
What it states, Judge Freeman, on the ticket, it states that, it returned as a Nissan, but it was displayed as a Saturn.
So he had another car's tag on his vehicle.
Ok, que lo que pasó fue que usted tenía la matrícula de un carro en otro carro, que no era la matrícula del carro que le correspondía. ¿Sabe lo que es la matrícula? La calcomanía o la placa eran de carros diferentes. ¿Entendió?
Sí.
Ok.
What is his plea to that charge?
¿Cómo se declara ese cargo?
Culpable también.
Guilty also.
All right. Let him know that his guilty plea to all three charges are being accepted by the court.
Se le aceptaron las tres declaraciones de culpable. Aquí el juez le aceptó las tres declaraciones de culpable a los tres cargos.
Sí.
Does he understand he's entering this plea without the assistance of a lawyer?
Y usted entiende que usted está declarando estos cargos sin tener el asesoramiento de un abogado. ¿Entendió eso?
¿De acuerdo?
Yes, I do.
Does he also understand that by entering the plea that he is waiving his right to a trial?
También al declararse culpable, usted tiene su derecho a tener un juicio. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
Is he entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando de esta manera por su propia voluntad y libremente?
Sí.
Yes.
And does he believe it is in his best interest to enter into the guilty plea?
¿Y usted considera que declararse culpable es lo que más le conviene?
Sí.
Yes.
Let him know the total fine for all three violations is $1,790.
La multa por todos los cargos son de $1,790.
Ms. Green, the breakdown is as follows. Driving without a valid license is $695. Failure to maintain insurance is $695. The tag acquiring charge is $400.
Okay. La forma como los cargos van son 695 por no licencia, 695 por no seguro y 400 por ocultar la placa o no enseñarla bien.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask him, can he pay the sum of $1,790 in 2 weeks? Or does he need a longer period of time?
¿Usted puede pagar la cantidad de $1,790 a más tardar en 2 semanas o necesita más tiempo?
Ahora mismo.
And right now.
All right, let him know he will be directed across the hall to pay today the sum of $1,790.
Ahorita le van a indicar cómo va a pagar ahorita mismo la cantidad de $1,790, le va a decir la señorita, ¿ok?
De acuerdo.
Ok.
All right, you want to call up the next person, Ms. Green?
Thank you.
De nada.
This is, I think the last one here, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay.
And this is Mr. Clemens?
That's what you're talking about, right?
He's charged with a traffic control device. Mr. Clemens, what is your plea to that? Not guilty, guilty or no low contendere?
I didn't know. I wanted to speak to the solicitor about like kind of what happened in this
We
situation.
will put you down, the solicitor is not in court today. We will put you down for not guilty here in Forest Park. And you can talk to the solicitor before your trial when it comes up. Do you understand that?
Okay. I mean,
So we'll put you down, Mr. Clemens, for not guilty today and reset your court date for Forest Park. Do you understand that, sir?
well, yeah, I understand, but so I'm a student. I'm a college student, so I was kind of wanting to know.
Where are you a college student?
I'm at Georgia Tech. Oh, this is
You're at Georgia Tech, and how far along in school are you?
I'm a senior.
And so you all graduate in May of next year.
Yes, sir.
All right, and what are you getting your degree in?
I'm getting in business administration and building construction.
Okay, talk to me about your grades.
My grades, they're good. I have a 3.2 GPA.
And what are you planning on doing when you graduate?
I plan on going back to Georgia Tech to get my master's in real estate development. I want to build like commercial projects in terms of just like apartment buildings for students. I know like in the AUC, we were struggling with housing and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I want to do.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta.
So you went to high school here?
Yeah, I went to Charles R. Drew charter school. That's in Eastlake.
Yep. Well, first off, congratulations on what you've done at Georgia Tech. It's a very good school.
Thank
So
you.
I'm glad to see that you've made your way through that. What were you doing in Forest Park and why did you get this ticket?
So actually, one of my cars got towed. So I was using my dad's vehicle to like go get it. And their address online is all the way past Forest Park, down south. When I got to the place, there was no building, and I called up and they were like, oh, we're up in North Druid Hills. So my dad's car it's an Infinity, it has a transmission issue. So as the light was turning yellow, I started to brake because it was going yellow to red, but then the red, it starts like shaking back and forth. So I just had to accelerate so I wouldn't like damage the transmission of his car. And I don't know if I fully ran the red light. I mean, but when the police pulled me over, I just, just let her talk and let her give me my citation. And I was just wanted to, say my side when I got here.
Yeah. So you're charged with not coming to a complete stop at a red light.
Right. And I mean, I wanted to know also if there's like any PTIT or any programs that y'all do, because I mean, a charge like this on my license is going to raise my insurance, and I already pay a lot for that as I'm a delivery driver. That's how I pay for my school. And so, I mean, just like my insurance renews in December, and having a running the red light charge on my.
How many classes do you have this semester?
I have 6 classes, 15 hours.
Are you gonna make a grade below a B?
No, I shouldn't.
So here's what I'll do. We will reset your case for
Okay.
the end of this semester.
Okay.
If you do not make a grade below a B, I will make this a non-reportable offense.
Okay.
Which means it will not go on your driver's license.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're going to have to pay the fine of $150, but this will keep it off of your license. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So they're gonna give you a reset court date. I'm putting down that you have 6 classes. What are the classes?
The classes are Introduction to Digital and Systems Information, Organizational Behavior. I have a Building Construction Research class. I'm in a macroeconomics class, and I am in a business law course.
That's only 5.
Oh, that's only 5. Well, then I think I'm in 5, not 6. 5 for 15 hours.
Okay. Well, you come back here with your grades, showing me that you did not make a grade below a B. I will keep this off your record. You will pay this, and that'll be the end of it. I do want to say this to you, Mr. Clemens, okay? You are doing a very good job, and I hope that you stay on this trajectory.
Thank you.
It sounds like you have a very promising future.
Thank you.
Have you worked for any construction companies via internship?
Yes, sir. I actually spent a summer with Cousins. They're a big commercial real estate group. They actually built my high school. Yeah, that's what I spent I believe the summer of 2021 doing, working in investments.
And so I want to offer to you some alternatives, okay?
Yes, sir.
I want you to reach out to CDM, CD Moody Construction Company.
Thank you. You said
CDM, C. Charles David Moody.
Charles David.
Yeah, it's called Moody Construction Company. If you Google them, you're gonna probably find they are the fifth largest African-American construction company in the United States. But they're based here in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
I want you to reach out to him and tell them that I referred you to them.
Yes, sir. I will.
I want you to reach out to Beers Construction Company.
Spelled like De Beers.
Beers, Beers. It's called Beers Scanza.
Yes, sir.
Reach out to those two construction companies. Let them know you're a student at Georgia Tech, you're interested in commercial construction, and see if you can get some internships with them.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
I will see you back here in December with those grades, okay?
Good.
All right, they'll give you a reset court date and good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Your Honor, that's everyone in the courtroom. I think we have 3 waiting in the lobby.
We have, you mean in the queue or?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, now, Ms. Payton, let's go to, how many do we have? You said 2?
3.
3, okay. Let's rock and roll.
Body. Hello?
Yes, as you come into the queue, please turn your device to mute.
Por favor, apague su micrófono cuando está entrando a la sesión virtual ahora. Tenga la cámara prendida y apague su micrófono.
As you come into the queue, please turn your device to mute. Please type your full name and your email address in the chat and turn your video on. Turn your video on, type your email address and name in the chat. And send it to FPMC.
Por favor, asegúrese de cuando está entrando a esta
Turn your
audiencia virtual,
device to mute.
que coloque su y prenda su video y por favor coloque su nombre completo y su correo electrónico en el chat.
Sí, visto.
It was a city ordinance, so it won't show up.
Devania Harvey,
It'll only show up in the city of Forest.
if you're driving, please pull over. The judge will not be able to speak with you if you're driving.
All right. I'm going to go by the names that are on the devices. So when you hear your name called, if you'll please unmute yourself. I'm going to start with Heather Cooper. Ms. Cooper, you're charged with a traffic control device and a hands-free charge. What is your plea to the two charges, young lady? Is it not guilty, guilty, or no contendere?
Nolo.
Can someone tell me, Ms. Payton or Ms. Yates, is she eligible for a NOLO?
Yes.
All right, young lady, do you understand that by entering into the NOLO plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You also understand that by entering into the plea that you're waiving your right to a trial.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Cooper, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the plea?
Yes, sir.
Young lady, the total fine for both violations is $200. Is this something you can take care of in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I can take care of it in 2 weeks.
Have you typed your name and email address in the chat and sent it to FPMC?
No, sir.
Now, let me have you to go ahead and just say your email address.
Say my email address.
Yeah, tell them so that Ms. Yates or Ms. Payton can hear you.
My email address is Denise, DENISE, Lester, LESTER, 95@gmail.com.
All right, did you get that?
Yes, I have it. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Cooper, you will receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow. Once you've sent that back, you then will receive your 2-week agreement to pay the sum of $200. Do you understand?
I understand.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Well, young lady, you can disengage and thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Harvey?
Yes, sir.
Young lady, what is your plea to the public drunk charge? Is it not guilty, guilty, or no contendere?
Guilty.
You understand by entering into the guilty plea, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
You also understand by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial?
Yes.
Are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
All right, young lady, the fine amount is $430. Are you able to pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
Say it one time, sir.
The fine amount is $430. Can you pay that in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I can pay that in 2 weeks.
All right, have you typed your name and email address in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Can we confirm that, Ms. Yates and Ms. Payton?
Sir?
Yes, I have it.
All right, Ms. Harvey, you will receive your plea form through your email no later than close of business tomorrow. Once you have signed that guilty and sent it back, you then will receive your 2-week agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Please make sure that you pay the fine of $430 within 2 weeks to the Forest Park Municipal Court. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, young lady, you can disengage from this session, and thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Starling?
Yeah, I'm right here.
You have 3 different charges, sir. You have a speeding charge. What is your plea to that?
Nolo.
What is your plea to the center lane violation?
Can I do Nolo on all of them?
Let me see if you're eligible. Is he eligible for a NOLO for all charges?
One moment. No, he is not eligible. His
All right,
last one
sir,
was,
it doesn't look like you're eligible for a NOLO, so you have to do a guilty or a not guilty.
Yeah.
Mr. Starling, you're not eligible for a NOLO plea. You have to do a guilty or a not guilty.
I'm guilty.
You understand that by entering into the guilty plea, sir, you're doing this without the assistance of a lawyer.
Yeah, I understand.
And sir, you also understand that by entering into the plea that you are waiving your right to a trial.
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you entering into the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, I am. There ain't nobody else over here.
All right, and sir, do you believe it is in your best interest to enter into the guilty plea today?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, the total fine for all three violations is $340. Can that be paid in 2 weeks, or do you need a longer period of time?
I can pay it Friday when I get paid.
All right, then have you provided them with your email address through the chat?
Yes, if they see ajstarling@yahoo.com, that's my email address.
All right,
I see it. Thank you.
all right, sir, you will receive your plea form by close of business tomorrow. Once you receive that, send it back through your email, through DocuSign, and then you will receive your 2-week agreement, and please make sure you make payment within 2 weeks, okay?
Yes, sir. I just have one question. Where do I go to pay?
When you receive your 2-week agreement, it will have the address on there for the Forest Park Municipal Court.
Oh, I stay around the corner. All right, I got you.
That's where you come to pay. You understand that?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, sir, you can disengage from the call, and thank you.
All right, happy holiday to y'all.
Take care. All right, Miss Ida, I think that takes care of everybody. Is there anyone else? Ms. Green?